root mudra, sacral mudra, solar plexus mudra, heart mudra, throat chakra mudra, third eye chakra mudra, crown chakra mudra. Those are 7 mudras, each of them corresponding with each of the main 7 chakras. So if you do not know any mudras, there you go. Something I want to talk about today, more importantly, probably gonna make a separate video for it, but probably just, actually, I'm gonna incorporate into the same video. So, the brain, right? If you're watching this video, you know where your brain is at. One of your brains, at least. The main brain that is mainstream. In your head, right? Okay. Chill out. We all know it's the brain. This brain is in here. We all know that one is in there, right? Not to mention your second brain that you have up underneath your abdominals. But back to the topic at hand. So, if you were to open up your head and to look at your brain and to take it out, guess which way your prefrontal cortex is facing. Guess which way. Some of us learn things in school and forget about it. I know I learned what I'm about to say in school some years ago, and I kind of forgot about it. Never really got talked about that much again. A lot of you are gonna say the prefrontal cortex is right here, in the front. Can I ask you something else? Where do you think your pineal gland is located, right? A lot of you are gonna say in the back towards the center of your head. Well, in the center of your head towards the back. That's what I mean. Okay. I want you to think about something. Think about it long and hard, what you just said. The human brain is backwards in the skull. So if the human brain is backwards in the skull, that means the prefrontal cortex is back here. What does that also mean? The pineal gland is in the center towards the front, between your temples, between this area, in the back of here. Your pineal gland's in the back of your forehead. They easily get people to think your pineal gland's in the back. It's in the front. It's in the front of your head. So, another thing you gotta think about, what do they say is also in the back of your head? 444, so the synchronicity. I just like synchronicities. Don't mind me. I'm a fan of them. So the hippocampus is also located, they say, back here. If your brain is backwards, it's more so up here. So all of the functions of the brain that well, some of the functions of the brain that they, say have to do with memory and your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is the parts of your brain that do with your subconscious mind are actually more up here and not really back here. The parts of your brain that deal with the conscious mind are actually more back there and not up here. So then you got to think about that, the reptilian part of the brain, right? You got to think about that too. And so to be in touch with our primal side is something that we're supposed to have. We're supposed to be in touch with our primal side. You're supposed to be in touch with your primal side and be able to control your primal side as well, though. Just because I said that doesn't mean, like, it's okay to be tyrannical and just creating any chaos that comes about in your subconscious mind. No, you control the chaos. Control the fire. You have to control your energy. Another thing I want to say, you guys, is that when you think about this, it really, like, makes you wonder, right? Why hasn't anything been changed as far as when people teach certain things, like teach about the brain? Like, what I said has been discovered years ago. I just started remembering that recently, and then, looking more into it, I'm like, I don't find that much information on that, but it's there. It's a truth. It's just not a lot of information. So people are just being heavily misinformed right now. That's something. You must think about that. That is something. Anyone who begs to differ, I don't really know what to tell you, I guess. Agree to disagree. I'm not saying this is an extremely big, I'm not saying this is the biggest issue, but it's like, it's like, that's something that we should really be thinking about a lot, especially when you want to talk about the brain. And when you realize the brain is backwards, you realize the pineal gland is more towards the front, and the pineal gland, a lot of people's pineal gland is calcified. When they say calcified, you guys, they be like, oh, it's just like a scab. Imagine a caterpillar in a cocoon, bro, trying to break out. If it doesn't break out, like as it's making its metamorphosis into a butterfly, if it doesn't break out, it's just gonna die in there. See what I'm saying? So that has to break out of its cocoon. The cocoon isn't even really a cocoon. It's more like an imprisonment for the caterpillar. The caterpillar being your pineal gland, the cocoon being the calcification, quote unquote. But really, like I said, the cocoon is more of an imprisonment. It's like this caterpillar did not put itself there. You did it. Now you have to make a metamorphosis within yourself through alchemy and bring the caterpillar out of its imprisonment and trying to help it metamorphosize into a butterfly like it's supposed to be. Your pineal gland is supposed to be open. A lot of people go quote unquote crazy when they open it. A lot of people like it, Some people have a very enlightening experience. Some people have a very nightmarish experience. My whole thing is this. People literally be like saying all this shit about, excuse me for my language, about seeing all these astral beings and these dark lower level beings when they open their pineal gland, or They claim that they might go out their body, have an out of body experience, a near death experience. Your pineal gland is very active when you're having out of body experiences, which is a near death experience, which is like, your heart's slowing down very much so. So it's kind of like you're dying, right? When you have an out of body experience. A lot of people will be like, they see all these bad things. Okay, look, there's levels to the spirit realm. Why just spirit so low? It's based, bro. What you eat, your morals and your values, who you hang around, where you're at, the stuff you have in your environment. Do you maintain yourself in all aspects, mentally, physically, and spiritually? You're not saying you have to be perfect, but you gotta maintain yourself. You know what I'm saying? And just maintain yourself. Do you do any of that? Some of y'all be like, no. So, your pineal gland is supposed to be open. It's your fault if you don't do the work. Because if you do the work, you will be fine. You'll be fine. I'm not even gonna go into the different types of beings people see. They say, quote unquote, that they claim to see when they open their pineal gland fully, because everyone's pineal gland is there. I want to say something though. Once more, I keep saying that. Talk about we only use less than 50% of our brain power. But they don't tell you why. A lot of the hormones in people's brain and chemicals are very imbalanced. So because it's in a constant state of imbalance, you will only be able to use a fraction of your brain. If your brain's hormones, if your brain's hormones and chemicals are in balance, you gotta think different parts of your brain will start functioning better than they did before. And any part of your brain that was functioning efficiently will function much better. Your pineal gland is a part of your brain that is locked away in prison. So by balancing your hormones and chemicals, it'll also help you open up parts of your brain that were locked away. How do you balance out your brain's hormones and chemicals? You get into a meditative state, get into the alpha frequency. Into the alpha frequency. Be focused, be present, be aware of everything. Connect to omnipresence by being present within yourself. Don't just, I know you probably have heard, some of you have heard these words I'm about to say, but don't just understand this, understand. And then once you understand, with more experience, you will overstand. Peace, love, and light. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel and to this video. I was about to curse. I ain't gonna lie to you. You could hear it. Subscribe, like, comment, share with your friends and family.